I'm Garrett, and in this series I'm exploring Italy for 10 days with my wife Lauren.
After a great start to our trip in Venice, we hopped on a train and made our way down to Florence. We spent our first evening in Florence exploring the San Lorenzo Market and the Central Market, where we tasted a whole bunch of local Florentine cuisine, which pretty much catches you up to this morning. Turning forward, not to spill or drop Garrett's coffee. Happy birthday! That's my birthday boy.
Cheers.
I love this little balcony for morning coffee.
Our first stop of the day is the Uffizi Gallery. So apparently the Medici family back in like the 15th century of Florence, they were really wealthy and they loved art, but not just for the Bible or for worship kings and things like that. They just liked art. Though there's a lot of art in this one museum. I was waiting in the ticket line and my eyes were getting so bad. Lauren was waving me on, but all I saw was some short lady waving. I couldn't see if it was her or not, so I was like, I'm not gonna move because if I get out of this line, she gonna kill me.
He's not wrong. I probably would have.
But Lauren found our tickets, so we're about to walk into the museum, which we're really excited about. So let's go check out some cool art.
So you can pre-book your tickets online, but you still have to pick them up here. So there's a door all the way at the end of this gallery where you go pick up your tickets, and then you can enter into that door where no one's at. So we're ready to go.
So we just left the Uffizi
Uffizi.
We just left the Uffizi Museum, and it was awesome. My favorite part was just seeing how well the paintings progressed in just a short amount of time, like 50 to 100 years. Like the first rooms you walk in, everything is just like
Golden altarpieces.
yes, and then you walk in a few other rooms and you get to where Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo started painting,
Botticelli.
and everything was just 3D and beautiful. It was out of this world. We listened to Rick Steve's podcast to give us some cool learning material on the paintings, and it was about, what, an hour? A little less. We did it times 2 speed.
So we spent about 45 minutes in there. We definitely didn't hit everything, but we have a jam-packed day today. So we gotta keep moving. But this guy gets a birthday smoothie bowl, so that's where we're headed next.
High school students had a class project, and their objective was to explain the history of this building to us. So we were like, yeah, sure, go ahead. But it had to be in Italian for some reasons.
Okay.
Pretty hilarious because we had no idea of one word they said. Legs are straddling the table.
It's avocado toast on a sweet potato.
That was exactly what I needed. That smoothie bowl was so creamy and sweet with the bananas, and then the oranges added a nice little citrus flavor to it. It was like the perfect morning wake up. Of course, hanging out with my beautiful wife and a cup of coffee was great. But now we are headed to the Accademia to see the statue of David. So we walked by the Duomo on the way to the Accademia Museum, and we thought about just popping in there real quick. We're like, hey, might as well, because we really want to see it. The queue was insanely long, so we don't have time to wait at this moment. So we're still headed to the Accademia, and then we're gonna try and hit the Duomo afterwards. But that line was just like, wow, it was crazy. It just was opening, and the line was already wrapped all the way around the building. Line for everyone that didn't reserve their tickets ahead of time to the Accademia Museum is insane. To reserve their tickets ahead of time. Thanks a lot.
Only one in line. All right, we just completed the Accademia Gallery. Saw David from every angle. It was really cool. As usual, we had our main man, Rick Steves, talking into our ear while we were in there. We had some really cool insights. I think we spent like 40 minutes in there, taking it all in. I think one of my favorite things was when they talked about the different ways that you can see David's expression depending on where you're standing. So if you're looking at him straight on, he looks very confident, like ready to take on Goliath. And then when you look at him from, kind of the clock angle, he looks more concerned, a little more apprehensive about what he's about to take on. There's some debate of whether or not it's supposed to be him before or after he slays Goliath, but Rick says it before, and I can't argue with Rick, so.
And the level of detail in the sculpting is unbelievable. I bet Michelangelo was a beast back in his day. And now we're headed towards the Duomo. There's no reservations, so we're gonna have to go wait in line. We'll see how long it is, but we're really excited to see it, and we'd be pretty upset if we didn't get to see it while we're here. The line's shorter than earlier, but it's still pretty long.
Officially completed the Uffizi, the Academia Gallery, as well as the Duomo, all before noon, and we are hungry. So we're gonna go get some sandwiches, and we're gonna take you along.
This sandwich shop has 3 lines, that's how popular it is. We're in line 1, line 2's over there, and line 3's right behind me. I guess everything worth eating is worth waiting. Let's eat.
Hold it up next to your head.
It's massive. Very good thumbnail. Definitely tastes like Italian meat. Very good, ma'am.
And now Garrett already took a bite of my sandwich, but I'm gonna take my first bite of my sandwich. The focaccia is really crispy. Prosciutto's good. It's fatty, but not too fatty. I didn't get any of the mozzarella or the tomato in that bite, but really excited to get into that.
All right, so we took our sandwiches to the Arno River to eat with a view. Lauren, show them the view.
The view.
And both of these massive sandwiches were 12 euros. So the first one, the La Favolosa, is basically like salami with some eggplant, I think, and some sort of cheese spread. I literally think there's a pound of salami there. It's kind of crazy. The second one is La Summer, which is basically prosciutto, tomato, and mozzarella on focaccia bread. They're both delicious. I think I prefer the one Lauren got, which is the La Summer. But it's pretty cool. You walk in there, and these guys are just like bringing in bread, freshly cutting this focaccia bread, and it's like a assembly line of sandwiches, and they're just cranking them out. So if you're ever in Florence, definitely check it out because it's a great, cheap, on-the-go lunch spot. Even the birds are a big fan of the sandwiches.
Now I need some steps to work off that big sandwich, so we're gonna climb to the top of the hill to get a great view of the city. Time to cross the river. There's no roses in the rose garden. Lemon trees! Oh my gosh, little baby lemons. They're not quite lemons yet. And we got the big boy lemons and already lemons. Are those oranges? Feels quite plump. Found a rose. There might not be a lot of actual roses in this rose garden right now, but there sure are a lot of really good views of the city and plenty of benches to sit on and take a rest while you do so. Made it to the top of Florence. Okay, we're headed back down the hill. We're gonna cross Ponte Vecchio. That's the last tourist site for the day. Then maybe some gelato and back to the hotel for a nap before we have our steak dinner. Peep all those people in line at the Uffizi Museum. Listen to us, listen to Rick Steves, get your tickets in advance, try to go as early in the morning as possible. It really wasn't crowded at all while we were there, especially when you compare that to the Academia Gallery, so don't be those people. Okay, so this is the view of the Ponte Vecchio, or the main bridge that's right in front of us from Oltre Arno, or the other side of the Arno River. You can see that the bridge that is now the Ponte Vecchio has a walkway. Let's see if I can show you. There's a walkway at the top, a second-story walkway that goes and connects to the Uffizi Museum. So the Uffizi Museum occupies what used to be the offices of the Medici family Uffizi actually translates directly into offices. That second story was actually a private walkway for the Medici family. It was donned with all of their favorite art pieces, and it was basically a way for them to walk between their living quarters and the offices without having to go through the crowded pedestrian bridges. Just came back to the hotel, got some coffees from the lounge area, and we're gonna hang out. We did a lot this morning. I feel like we walked all over the city and then back again multiple times. So gonna rest, maybe put the feet up, hang out for a little bit, and then we have a very special dinner planned tonight because it's Garrett's 28th birthday.
Woohoo!
So we're gonna go get the Florentine steak, like the big, kilogram, 2.5 pounds of meat steak served, kind of crispy on the outside, rare on the inside. Big steak and veggies night as a big celebration of another trip around the sun for this guy.
So me turning 28, that means we're about 1 year into this vlog now. And when we originally set it up, we were on a goal to hit about 30 new places that we've never been to together by the time we turn 30 years old. So Florence, where we're at now, is location 10 out of 30. So we're about a third of the way there, 1 year in. So we're tracking pretty well, I would say.
Yeah.
We have quite a few places to go, but we're really just trying to enjoy the moment, and we're excited for whatever comes our way.
The hotel has given us these cute yellow umbrellas. It is raining officially. We're gonna go get an aperitivo and then go to our dinner. Wondering why Garrett and I have separate umbrellas instead of sitting here cuddling under one umbrella like a cute couple on their honeymoon. It's because we have a 1 and 2 inch height difference, and whenever Garrett holds the umbrella, I'm soaking wet, and whenever I hold the umbrella, I'm hitting him in the head. So the hotel graciously let us borrow 2 umbrellas so we each have our own form of rain protection today.
Look at this caprese. We got a nice, juicy, plump tomato with a healthy dose of buffalata mozzarella. And a little bit of basil and pesto just for good measure.
This is 1.3 kilograms of steak, and it passes the 3 to 4 finger test. So I think we got a good cut. 4 of my fingers, but I got small hands.
So we're just leaving dinner, as you can see with our nice little yellow umbrellas. It is still raining here, which is unfortunate, but dinner was really good. We did get the traditional steak, or the Florentine beef tenderloin. What was it called?
Stecca alla Florentini.
Stecca alla Florentini. It was a very massive steak. It was basically a T-bone, so you got the ribeye and the filet, and it was exquisite. I mean, we got it rare, and the meat was so tender, and it was actually really good. I was a little skeptical at first. Then we got some mixed vegetables with some truffle fries, and overall everything was really good. The truffle fries, my hot take is their freezer french fries with very good truffle on top. That was okay. But now we are headed back to our hotel. And then we have a bright and early wake-up call tomorrow, which we're really excited to share tomorrow, so we will see you then. Good night.